Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Pyre. I remember what the name of the game is, I know what's happening here. We are continuing our journey. So one thing I hadn't really given a huge amount of thought to was exactly who it is that we're going to liberate next. I probably should have. This is a really important decision, but it just, had not really crossed my mind. Now, one thing that I feel pretty certain of is that we want to keep Hedwyn around. Hedwyn is important as a leader. I think he's important to everybody's morale, but also he's just very, very good at the game, especially with his new mastery. So, I don't know. I do feel a little bit bad about keeping him separated from Jodariel, and he honestly is probably going to be one of the last ones to go back, so that's a bummer, but I think we need him on this side too much. The inverted fall of Solium roars into the sky. Somewhere beyond it lies the Commonwealth, beyond your vision and beyond your grasp. Alas, that we can't simply fly on back up to our homeland. This wagon has its limitations, I'm afraid. But we shall return yet. Let us continue now along the path. Alright, so where are we actually making landfall? Gotta be all the way down here. Yeah. Fair enough. You sense Tizo shall gain favor from the scribes if you land here. Let me tell you something. I'm not really that concerned about the scribes, or who they favor. Well, apparently that's the only thing we have to go on. So, who are we sending? Hold on. Can I step into the wagon here? I really can't, huh? Alright. I guess let's push on for a second here. Does Tizo need favor from the scribes? No, let's give Hedwyn another little kindness, huh? You make landing on the sacred Mount Alodiel, upon whose summit the next liberation rite shall soon take place. You wonder who among you may regain his or her freedom this time. Volfred finds you after the post-flight inspection. We shall have to take the rest of the trip to Fall of Solium by land. May we soon liberate another of our own there. That should raise the chances that our plan shall ultimately succeed. 38%. Hey, did that go up since the last time I looked at it? It was at 35 before, wasn't it? Alright, I guess we'll seek the Nomad Scribe's favor in a minute. First, we have a very important thing to do. A visit from my favorite reader. What is the occasion? You know what the occasion is. You called me. Not a problem. Simply indicate who is to be my student for the time. Student should be in quotation marks. Honestly, with Tizo, maybe quickness isn't the way to go. If he's going to be scoring, he's going to have to be flying over people or running past them as a howler. Yeah, alright. Solo quickness is a pretty good way to do things. You ask Sandra to administer one of her special trials for Tizo. I dare think I remember something of that imp. He certainly stood out from all his ilk, although that really is not saying much. Well, let us bring him forth. Tizo soon appears in heed of the summons. He seems prepared for whatever lies ahead. Looks a little trepidatious to me, but alright. So we gotta remember not to use that aura explosion thing. It's a really bad idea when Tizo's the only person on the team. The apparition Sandra appears and unfastens her mask. Listen well, imp. You answer to me here. Yeah, he's fine with it. You know the formalities, of course. Show me, then, what you have learned thus far about the rites. Here, in this trial, it shall be just you, my Beyonders, and your lovely reader. Let us see now how you fare. Alright. Do not forget what is going on and attempt to Auracast. Well, I failed that jump. I'm just real good at pressing the button like half a second too late. Okay, so his aura is pretty large. He can clear these guys out. Oh, again, I pressed W far too late. The good news is, I'm going to be able to catch that guy. Really, Tizo's allowed to use his own moon sign. They're watching for it, though. I need... No! Okay, well, the good news is, that being a completely solid obstruction also prevented them from grabbing me. Oh, no. Well, the ball's pretty far away. We might be back in time. Ah, almost. Yeah, I'm having a much harder time with this. I'm not very good with Tizo. Tizo, jump, man! I'm hammering on W over here. The amount of time between being able to do the dash and being able to jump is pretty impressive. Ah. I was trying to take advantage of that before his teammate came back. Aha! Okay. Great, only have to do that 3 more times. Alright, just remember my aura is bigger than theirs as long as they're not touching each other. Aha! There you go, that's how you do that. Yeah, maybe the idea is I just play defense until they let me wipe them all out. Oh, I tried to dash toward him, but I did it through the ball, so I lost my aura. Oh, I can't believe I failed to catch him on that. What was I doing going toward him? I should have just waited. Ah. I did exactly the same thing. Well, you know what? I deserve to lose this. That doesn't mean I will. It just means I deserve to. Play defense. One of these days I might learn. That's fine. You know, I wanted it to feel like high stakes. That's what I need. All right, so stay away from the ball. Make them touch it. Nope. Well, okay, the strategic moon sign. Alright, now I just have to score with all 3 of them on the table. Can be done. Right, I've already done it once. Oh no! I also got banished! He cast right as that happened. Alright. Ah! Oh, I faked him out! That was really close, actually. I got him to leap slightly in the wrong direction. Yeah, I'm not that good with I'm not that good at scoring with Tizo. Tizo's a much better defenseman than he is a scorer. Tizo is excited to have completed Sandra's challenge and awaits her approval. A worthwhile effort, Imp. Your performance was sufficient, and you passed my test. Your predecessor may well have approved. Thus, congratulations are in order. To you, and to your lovely reader. Now, farewell. Okay, that was a little close. I'm not sure what happens if you fail those. Given the way the game treats failure, the fact that it sort of has failure built into its bones, I think there's a pretty good chance that it would have just been like, okay, well, you failed and you don't get the thing. Because, you know, it's not like it would have been the end of the world. Tizo is happy to be back and wondered what it is that Sandra granted you. I'm also pretty curious about that. Flutter and Zip cost less stamina than usual. You know, honestly, that one's not that great. We might not use that necessarily. Because there's some other pretty great accessories that we have. Talismans. I don't know why I can't keep the word talisman in my head. I've played a video game or two. I'm not unfamiliar with it, but... Alright, that's not really helping anything. I'm just kind of burning time over here. So let's have a quick look at the roster. So we know more about people. That's interesting. I didn't realize that we had gotten his number of years in exile. We don't have that for anybody else yet, right? It's just people that we've had really really deep conversations with. I do like that these are filling in more. So let's figure this out. It's not going to be Hedwyn. I think we're going to keep Hedwyn on. Hedwyn's probably going to be the first person to get to 5. He's going to be leading us to the end. Pamitha's very good at what she does, and I think she'd probably be a little bummed out to leave before, you know, like her business with Pamitha's not or Tamitha rather, is not really concluded. We could send Lay over. As much as I appreciate her her demeanor, it's nice to have somebody cheerful all the time. She's not really vital to what we're doing. Like, we have 2 people who are good fast scorers. We have 3 people, really, who are good fast scorers. And she doesn't bring anything really unique. I guess this is pretty unique. I don't know. It might be Lay. Could be Tizo, I guess. What about Ruki? Ruki with his talisman is awfully good. You know what? It's gonna be Lay. Later that day, you accompany Hedwyn into the solemn beauty of Emperor's Fall, where a monument to Golgolathenian awaits you. Second of the 8 scribes, known as the Oath-Taker or the Repentant. Yeah, we know what's up with that. Perhaps due to the nature of this place, you begin to sense Hedwyn's inner thoughts, as clear as if he were speaking aloud. We have to prevail. Whether on my behalf or not, I do not care right now. We have to prevail, for everyone's sake. Please, help us do this. Help us. I really think of Hedwyn as the praying sort. Soon you and he are finished paying your respects. You return to the wagon in silence, feeling as though Golgolathenian has shown you favor. At dawn you shall begin your ascent. For now, the solitude here is fit for pursuing your vocations. Oh, really? Okay. I do love to mentor a companion. Maybe we should, like, try to make some money, though. Because we've really been broke lately. We're not... I can't remember the last time we made any money, honestly. Edwin, what's up, dude? Seems preoccupied with something, but sees you as you approach. Hey, my friend, come join me for a bit. His smile returns as you draw near. What a mess we've gotten ourselves into. I mean, gotten you into. It's something I feel bad about. Back when we found you in the sandfolds, do you have any idea what you were getting into? Well, I was trying to not die, man. This is a damn sight better than that. How am I feeling about our journey together? Well, I'm grateful for having met him and the others, and for having survived. Really, for having survived, I feel a lot of gratefulness. I feel a lot of great. I am full of it. Full of great. You know, it has been difficult. I'm not going to say this to him. Say you feel like you have been through this before. It is an unshakable sensation your language has no way to describe, yet you feel it nonetheless. Interesting. Do I feel that way? I'm not sure. I'm really happy that I didn't die out there in the desert. You reply that for all the struggles you've had to face together with this group, you remain grateful for this journey. For, is it not so that through such struggles are the bonds of friendship made stronger? Edwin nods his head in agreement. I mean, you can also just go out for ice cream together. I think you're right about that. I guess if you can read the stars, then reading matters of the heart might not be all that difficult either. He says nothing more for some time. Look, there's something else I wanted to tell you. You've guided us through this whole ordeal. We've come to depend on having you around. But when the time comes, I hope you do what's best for you. I know, being a part of a group like this, it's supposed to be all about the group, all about the greater goal, and I get that. It's just... I don't think you owe any more to me, or anybody here. All of us, we all have problems, right? We wouldn't be here if we didn't. We're all a part of this, and we're all helping one another through it. But in the end, no one's responsible for our own problems except us. So whether it's that business between Pamitha and Tamitha, or Sir Gilman and his honor, or me, or anybody here, it's for each of us to sort out. I'd like to think that's why we're here. The perspective that we gain, knowing each other. I think it's helped us all make it this far. But in the end, our problems are our own. No one's expecting you or anyone to set them right for us. Or, so I keep saying to myself. You actually keep saying it to me too. This is not the first time in this conversation I've heard those words. It's all any one of us can do to deal with our own problems, then to also have to deal with each other's. I think we're all just grateful at this point to have each other for support. So, thank you, my friend, for yours. Now take care, I'm off for a bit. He lays a hand on your shoulder as he heads out of the wagon. The thing we're doing is what's best for me. Because I can't leave through the liberation rite. Right? Like, if I want to get out of here, whatever Wulfred's plan is has to work. Because I can't do the rites and so I can't leave. Not that I don't appreciate him caring about me and everything. It's just, this is what's best for me. I mean, getting better at the rites. Getting better at the rites seems way more important than having money. Alright, who needs a little mentoring? We could get Pamitha to level 4 before the rite. We could get Gilman so that the rite will take him to level 4. Man, for 10 seconds after banishing an adversary, he deals 10 additional damage, huh? That's tough. I have trouble using his slash attack to banish people, but this is pretty significant. That's more than a 50% increase in his damage. Okay, 1,000 won't quite get Tizo to max. I don't think we have to level up Lei anymore. I think she's ready. Let's give it to Sir Gilman. We'll take him on the next rite. It'll be like him and Lei and, I don't know, Pamitha or Tizo or somebody. Let's mentor Sir Gilman. I like him very much. This knight is always keen to take even the barest scraps of wisdom, Master Reader. What are you saying about my scraps of wisdom? You and Sir Gilman review what observations you have made thus far about the various triumvirates you have confronted on your journey. He has keen insights about some of them. Alright. Good on you, man. Thankful is this knight that our adversaries, for the most part, are much braver and less shameful than the Pyre hearts. Them he misses not. Yeah, he didn't really seem to fit in back there. Alright, so we're going to have a lot of high-level people pretty soon. Alright, it's going to be a little bit before we get back to the top. Pamitha shall gain favor from the scribes along this route. Lei shall gain favor along this route. Well, I suppose, if we're sending her into the thing for sure, we should probably hook her up with a little bit of extra hope. I wonder how I sense this. My reader abilities are still not totally clear to me. You know, you ever just have a feeling? On the way to the summit, you pass a monument to Under King Oris, and Lei happens to take notice. You wish for good fortune in the coming rite, and in your plan. As for Lei, blessed am I to have this audience with you, O Under King Oris. Your resplendent glory has made this moment possible, and given me so many friends who are so dear to me. Thank you. Whatever happens, thank you. I like that. Her thoughts here in this moment that appears to be somewhat sacred to her are much more focused and reverent than the way she usually speaks. She says little after paying her respects. However, as you prepare to continue your ascent, you sense that Under King Oris has shown you favor. Oh, +3 glory, really? That's awfully useful. Actually, it might not be. Honestly, +3 glory might not be enough to change the number of times we have to score, even. It might take one goal off, though. You and your companions gather once more at the Scribe's Gate, where a single narrow trail leads upward toward the summit, past an archway carved of stone. Come this way, please. The minstrel leads you toward the archway, where his counterpart awaits. The exiles of the Nightwings have returned. They have. Greetings, Celeste. She all but ignores him, and motions to the rest of you. Now then, each of you, in turn, please state your name and what it is that you seek whilst crossing Scribe's Gate. Please, do just as she says. You know we've been here before, right, Tariq? We know what's up. Everyone steps forth, one after another, much like before. Pamitha passes through the gate. Hedwyn passes through the gate. Lay passes through the gate. As you might imagine, Tizo passes through the gate. Ruki passes through the gate. Sir Gilman passes through the gate bravely and with panache, the same way he does everything. Wolfred passes through the gate. No one is left to go but you. You step forth and declare yourself as you did before. The guardian of Scribe's Gate regards you with a still expression. Then she addresses all of you in her formal manner. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. The lone minstrel glances up at the gate guardian. You have our gratitude, Celeste. Something seems different, right? But she pays him no heed. Weren't they, like, chummier last time? I don't know. Maybe I'm imagining things. We're probably fine. This is probably not any kind of a trap. As you gain the top of Mount Elodiel, from which the downside sprawls before you. You wonder whether one among you shall soon follow Jodariel from this place. I certainly hope so. Alright, what do you got? Oh, hey guys, you know, it gets real awful cold up here sometimes, waiting for customers. So, come on in, okay? And good luck at that big battle thing you got going. That's where you're going, isn't it? I heard it's going to be exciting from my friends. Man, listen, the place I live, it gets real cold. I've never heard anybody do that. Not in my life. What's his new thing? After the bearer banishes an adversary by aura casting, 20% chance of an aura burst occurring cannot be used by harps or saps. Well, I think we'll take this. That's fine. I do dislike things that have only a percentage chance of occurring. I'd rather something weaker but dependable. But in this case, you know, obviously we'll take the Stardust and we'll just leave everything else. And now we are dead broke, so we should probably try to make some money in the future. That's how you get a repeat customer there, Dad. You give him a deal. Also, first hit for free. The time has come for your second liberation rite to commence. You observe the lone minstrel and Wolfred speaking in hushed tones, but cannot sense the topic or the tone. Then Wolfred looks up at you. I trust that you are feeling as prepared as possible, my boy. Each rite is consequential to our journey in its own respect, though these liberation rites have a more immediate effect. It's somewhat crass, however. I've gone and estimated by how much each of our companions may contribute to the outcome of our plan, should they be liberated here. Factors such as their previous occupation, innate tendency to lead, and oratory skill contributed to my assessment. It's nothing personal, for we are all in this together. Besides, we all ought to return in time, if possible. Know simply that for each one of us who goes, in so doing, he or she shall raise our total chances of success. Yeah, if you had done all the math, you could have shared that with me earlier, maybe. Reader, sir, this night you shall confront the withdrawn. They have already appointed Udmilda to be liberated, should they manage to prevail. Yeah, that's no surprise to me. We all have faith in you, my boy, and lo, even the stars agree on this account. I don't know, the voice of the stars doesn't seem to care for me, but alright. Oh hey, yeah, we're not invoking any difficulty stuff. You know, there's a lot of matches where this is totally not even a big deal. I remember the match against Udmilda being tough in the first place, though, and she's going to be better now. We're better, but Let's not push it. The liberation rite is fairly important. Alright. So, I mean, is Lei going to be useful on the other side?
Nightwings have returned unto the fall of Solium.
She'll follow orders.
Which the scribes first formed their sacred union. At stake this night is freedom and prosperity. But only for one exile who prevails in this liberation rite. Your many adversaries all did strive to earn this opportunity. 'Twas the withdrawn which earned it. Who shall be absolved is up to all of you.
Alright. The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. I concur. The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. Then, anointed one of the withdrawn, come forth now and declare yourself, and pay any respects you have unto your adversaries, the Nightwings. The bog dweller Udmilda appears from the shadows and reaches for her mask. We are known to be the witch Udmilda. Our adversaries, they are nothing to us, or the one we serve. Ye shall all be devoured in the coming age, an age of strife, wrought down by the fell wings and many seeing eyes of Islak, the astral-born. You speak blasphemy upon this sacred site, Udmilda. If you value your liberty, then I suggest you cease your mocking of the scribes. The scribes. They failed to stop Islak, and he shall rise again. As for ye Nightwings, ye are of no consequence in Islak's grand design. She dons her mask once more. Soon we shall return unto the land which Islak shall usurp, where we shall offer him our blood, and that of many, many others. I feel like it's fairly important we don't let her win. Now then, have the Nightwings reached a decision on whose behalf they shall conduct the liberation rite? Reader, I am bound to tell you once more. The first companion whom you choose shall go free this very night if you prevail. Only the enlightened may be thus anointed. Not all among you may yet be ready. The other two chosen for the triumvirate shall lend their aid. Nightwings, make your decision. Yeah, we're making it. I mean, I know who I want. Oh, okay. So the threshold for who is selectable changes, huh? I guess it's only people who are in the highest tier where we have people. Because Lei is definitely high enough. Lei's as high as Jodariel was when Jodariel was selected. But yeah, I guess it's whoever's in the... It's only the people who are in the highest tier where we actually have people. So I guess it's Ruki then? Hedwyn's very powerful. It's just that Ruki's also very powerful. Ah, man. Maybe we do send Hedwyn then. Because Ruki's thing, where he doesn't remain banished, like, this is just very extremely powerful. Alright, it's Hedwyn. We'll send him back. I mean, he and Jodariel, we know they do good work together. And we'll just keep things together on this side, I guess. Boy, this feels like not the choice I wanted to make. Well, this is what happens when you don't fully understand the mechanics. Sometimes things turn out not as you expected. This is my shot to go free, but I can't just leave the rest of you.
Who shall be at his side?
You're gonna be okay, man. You'll be fine. Let's send in Gilman. So do we want to give Gilman his jumpy thing, or is there something that might be better suited to the task at hand? Probably don't want him throwing... With his weird aura, I don't know that I want to give him a presence boost. You know what? We'll just do this. He's very good at jumping. Do I want to level up his jumping thing? Hold on. Tizo has the quickness. This would put another level of quickness on the quickness talisman. You know what? We'll take this as it is. He's a very good jumper already. By this knight's honor, he shall fight with all his might. Alright, and then we probably want to push her up to the next rank as well. She's powerful, she's good at scoring. Yeah. And let's go ahead and keep this on. Okay, 3 levels won't even... Not even a meaningful increase. I will just hold on to the handful of Stardust for now, then. Sure, let's get him out of here, then. I mean, it's a pretty good team. As bad as I am with Gilman, it's a pretty good team. Although, this thing, 2 imps, that's going to be a little tricky. Soon, Islak. Very soon we shall release thee. We shall release thee. And as for ye Nightwings, we have much in store for ye. Alright. So... Headwind first, right? Oh... And we need to give him something that makes him do more damage to the Pyre. Oh, he got stuck. He didn't even come forward any further. Oh, good jump. Obviously not. Ah, I thought I was far enough out. It really is quite a large area. Shoot, well, I screwed that up. Okay, and they have a trinket that lowers our Pyre by 20, our starting Pyre state, so we do have to be a little bit careful here. Oh, come on, that didn't hit. Nope, did not jump. I'm too used to Sir Gilman. Ah, I was too slow to switch. Well, I'm actually going to lose this liberation, right? So that's a concern. Wait, it did not switch to who I thought it would switch to. I thought it was more directed by my mouse cursor than it is, because my cursor was... Okay, well, whatever. Islak, we invoke thee, for we seek thy ancient strength. Boy, it is bad. It is bad for me to let this thing through. Befoul our enemies within thy blood. Damnation to the Nightwings. Damnation to the scribes. The invocation of Islak. Your adversary, which Udmilda's curse, shall summon forth dark pools of banishing... Oh, man. Alright, well. Dark pools of banishing Ikor, or Ikor, wherever people get banished. That's not great for us. Ah, good tackle. Look at how good my power casts are, though. Okay. This is going to be very hard. I did not charge far enough. Okay, it worked out, it worked out. I'm too slow, man. I'm too slow with my W's. Oh, wow, she just made it right over that. Her jump has a, the forward part of her jump, the forward component of it is really powerful. She's very fast. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Look at him jump. We're gonna leave Headwind in. I need Headwind's power casts on defense. Headwind's gonna get the ball and he's going to feed it to our other people. Ah. Oh, you're kidding me. I ran into the corner of that. Oh, no. That's really bad. That's very, very bad.
Ends the liberation rite. And thus, the scribes have chosen. The exile appointed by the withdrawn shall be free. Absolved
Well,
of misdeeds, return to glory in the Commonwealth. Her adversary and all others shall remain to carry out their rightful sentences.
seems I won't be going free this day. But you know what? I had myself a little taste of it back there, and it's enough to tide me over for a while. Wasn't ready to leave you all anyway. Well, next time we try a liberation rite, we won't just have him and Ruki at the top. As promised, Stislak, thy will shall be fulfilled, thy hunger sated. This land in which the scribes bound thee, in thy imprisonment it gave us strength, which we shall use in service of thy will. Thy patience with us, thy forgiveness, we give thanks. And as for them... Hey, you know what would be cool if she was maybe a little bit more terse? Which Udmilda slowly turns toward all those in witness of her victory. You stood against us. Know that Islak shall not forgive ye, nor shall we. We now return unto the lands above, to sow for him the future which he seeks. And they, the fools above, shall merely call us mad. Their time, of course, shall come. With that, Witchwoodmilda plunges into the waters of the Shimmer Pool and disappears. I think maybe she could have been a little bit more expedient there. Yet still, her dry voice reverberates across the mountaintop. Of course it does. But Milda earned back her freedom, which is extremely bad for both us on this side and for everyone on the other side. So that's pretty much unmitigated failure there on my part.
Are ever merciful. By their grace, the cycle of the rites may soon commence again.
Man. Well. This knight wonders at times about why we are here, and which forces have transpired to bring us here together. Has Under King Horus himself taken an interest in this noble quest? Yeah, probably. Alright, we're gonna have to get better with Gilman. Either that or we have to send him through next. Good a time as any to say thanks for having me along on this strange little journey of yours, reader darling. Alright, so I've been building toward this, 8 quickness. That's a very large amount. It's gotta be significant. That's gotta be the right choice. Yeah, wow, what an embarrassing failure. Here in front of everyone. Back at the Black Wagon, after the outcome of the liberation rite against the withdrawn. A dishonorable outcome. I'm to bed. Suggest the same for all of you. Although you did not succeed in liberating Hedwyn, there is some consolation. The rites shall continue, and before long you shall have another chance. We did what we could. With each liberation rite, we strive to advance our plan. A brighter future awaits at the end of our path. For now, we must persevere. Well, the probability of success went up again. Very slowly. Speaking of which, reader, I take it you have seen the stars, or, I should say, the lack thereof. Yeah, I have, or did. Once more, the sky is all abyssal darkness following the liberation rite. No stars illuminate themselves to guide you further on your path, which is as we expected. Then, let us go once more to Moonlight Alcove. I've an errand I must run, besides, once we arrive. that's not how that would be. Okay, never mind. Pretend I read it well. Best we recover now, and make our way southward at first light. Man, what a bummer. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. You can tell something is troubling Hedwyn from the moment you approach. You're not the only one, either. Looks like a case of a broken heart to me there, reader darling. Trust me on that one. Hedwyn overhears. It's nothing. I think all the travel's catching up with me is all. You don't make much of a liar, Hedwyn darling. Now then, let's have her name. Or his? That obvious, is it? That obvious. Now, go on. Hedwyn hesitates a while, then... Her name was Fikani. Fikani? Why, that's a harp name. Ooh, she does not love that. Yes, she's from the mountains, same as you. You don't mean Fikani Shang, do you? We feared her lost in the gorge. What? You know her? Come on, Hedwyn. How many of us harps do you think there are? Your commonwealth has been rather successful scouring my people from our world. But yes, Fikani Shang and I had spent some time together in the past. Blown a few sorties now and then. We were in different units, though. She was reconnaissance, if I recall. She said as much to me, but what happened to her? When you were sentenced, it was about a year after me, wasn't it? So, maybe... She was alive and well when last I saw her. Got back from the gorge with a few scrapes, and some good information. Granted, that was several years ago. Who knows what could have happened since? Though, I must say, she never mentioned you. I'm impressed she managed to keep secret your relationship. She could have gotten herself into some real trouble. You keep her secret too, please. Oh, don't worry about me. Down here, I'm in no position to betray any more of my people, and besides, I liked Fikani. And you're not bad either. Why, this is rather sweet. Hedwyn just stares at her. Look at that, the steely gaze. I'm sorry, Hedwyn. I wasn't trying to make light. I wish that I could tell you more about her, though I think that you must know her better than I do. Yeah, look, I'm sorry too. I didn't mean to get on your case about it. It's just... I don't like to talk about it much. It's a lot to have to explain. I understand completely. So then, now that the awkward introductions are out of the way, could you tell me any more about what she was like? Well, let's see. They continue talking for some time about Fikani, and about how such a relationship would have been seen in both the High Wing remnants and the Commonwealth. My guess is, thumbs down, both sides. For Hedwyn, just knowing that Fikani still lives, or at least that she was still alive after his exile, lifts his spirits. Anyhow, if you get out of here, or I get out of here, we'll have to seek her out. If I go first, I'll let her know you're in one piece, and thinking of her still. Thanks, Pamitha. That means a lot. Don't mention it. As the conversation winds down, they bid you and each other a good evening and go their separate ways. Well, I guess she could go next. We might need her, though. I'm increasingly starting to think that I'm not good enough at the rites to pull this off without every advantage we can get. Alright, we can go a little further. Let's head down to the alcove. This way we can all just sit around for a while and think about what a bad job I did. Grand. You once again find yourself amid the hidden splendors of Moonlight Alcove. Here you can await the time until the stars deign to shine for you again. Yeah, I suppose we can, and in fact we have no other options. We have returned to a place of respite. Please, make yourselves comfortable, such as you can. We are at the mercy of the stars, but I expect they shall shine bright again in time. As for me, I shall return by then, for there is something I must do. There, from atop the sacred mountain, you gaze down into the abyss that is the downside. You wonder when the stars shall align themselves once more. There, upon the sacred mountain, you and your companions once more await the night the stars begin to shine again. The plan, of which you are all a part, is set in motion. The Commonwealth, a nation that stood for almost 1,000 years, is in turmoil. If your companions return there through the liberation rites, what sort of place shall they be coming back to? Many moons pass. One evening, amid a downpour with no interest whatsoever in relenting, Wulfred requests everybody to convene. You understand he has an announcement of some sort. Soon, everyone is assembled, and Wulfred regards the group. Everyone, there is an aspect of our plan which I've not talked about with you at length. Oh yeah? Just the one? Look around you at your companions. What do you see in them? He lets the question hang a moment in the air. I'll tell you what I see in all of you. In all of us. I see, in all of us, a living vision of the 8 scribes themselves. Each one among them hailing from the different tribes which later formed our Commonwealth. My observation does not come from pompousness, I think. Rather, I believe the scribes themselves desired, or shall I say desire, such a course. Together, they created all this ceremony of which we are now a part. The exiles liberated through their rites went on to found the Commonwealth, based on their values and their teachings. Thus, an instrumental aspect of our plan is to embody the spirit and the culture from which the Commonwealth arose so many centuries ago. That way, when we are all united on the other side in solidarity, the people all shall see that we reflect the values they yet cherish in their hearts, not merely our own. Yeah, this is why he wanted, it's been a while since it was brought up, but Hedwyn and Jodario mentioned that he was trying to find somebody to fit each of the masks. Anyway, we are still missing one key representative on behalf of Molten Melith. I've already forgotten how this is pronounced. And I happen to know a certain bog dweller who I think shall fit the part most splendidly indeed. I was thinking we were missing a crone and a sap, because you do have to participate firsthand in the rituals to go free, right? Or in the rites. Or is it just that you have to have at one time participated? Emotions for someone to approach. A certain bog dweller slithers forward. You recognize her straight away. It is my pleasure to introduce to you a dear old friend of mine, whom I believe you've met. Welcome to the Nightwings, Bertrude. Yo, we should, take a vote, though. The bog dweller called Big Bertrude utters something guttural by way of greeting. We are to understand that you require further aid from us. Yes, dear Bertrude. The time has come. Bertrude here is far and away the most accomplished alchemist whom I have ever met. You soon will find that she knows much about the rites as well. Bertrude looks at you and your fellow exiles, each in turn. We frighten ye, apparent. Everyone is silent as Bertrude searches their expressions. Then tremble, small ones, and hold well thy tongues, lest we remove them. She takes her leave without another word. Please, excuse Bertrude's blunt manner. I guarantee she shall more than make up for it. Everyone disperses. It seems that the ranks of the Nightwings are complete. Again, I would just like to be let in on the plan. It's not that I don't think she should come aboard, it's just I would like to know what's going on. Now then, my boy, perhaps you noticed that the stars are bright once more up there behind the stubborn rains, meaning it is time that we got back to business. Indeed, once more, several stars shine bright within the cold and storming sky. Alright, well, let's get a move on. I'm still very, very embarrassed. I'm very frustrated with myself. Alright. If we have the chance... Wait, Melith. I mean, yeah, I guess the team is still playing, even though they've had one liberation. Oh, it's Lendl. It's Lendl who's going to the bog. Well, I think if we see an opportunity to meet Tamitha's team, we should take it. Interesting. So we're able to see the constellations of the difficulty modifiers. All right. Well, I'm sure Lendl would be real happy to see us again. I can't help but feel like it's sort of like picking on the poor guy, right? Okay, so no, the withdrawn are... They shall not soon regroup. They're not going to be able to find a third person. Fair enough. Well, none of these people are, like, particularly important. We really need to meet up with the Essence, because we need to help Tamitha settle whatever's going on. And aside from that, I don't think we have any other really important plots. I guess the Pyre Hearts. We should try to meet the Pyre Hearts. We don't really have an option here that's meaningful. We could go beat up on Lendl, because it's fun. Yeah, alright. Hey, Lendl. We should also go play against Barker again, just because I really dig his music. But this is funny. This is funny to me. So, we're to take on Lendl and the Accusers this time, huh? I've done some digging about him. Yeah, I know a lot of stuff about Lendl already. He then tells you, Lendl the Liar, the first adversary you confronted in the rites, not long after you took your first steps on the path to freedom. A former constable of the Commonwealth, he gained a reputation for his strict and brutal manner. By any means, he always caught the crook. Well, by any means suggests that he probably always caught a crook, not the crook. Once, he arrested a civilian who hated him on suspicion of theft of Commonwealth artifacts that had gone missing. Lendl discovered the artifacts himself in the civilian's home. The suspect soon was exiled. Still, he denied the charges, even as they cast him downriver. The case was investigated further, though too late. Suspicions turned to Lendl. It turned out he planted the damning evidence himself, so he was exiled in turn. In the downside, he soon became acquainted with the rites, having heard of all of this from several people in high places. He asserted himself as the de facto leader of the Accusers. They bent to his aggressive nature, and prevailed many times under his watch. I find that hard to believe. Yet, each time his chance at liberty arose, the Nightwings either defeated him, or simply did not show. I guess that's why he doesn't care for us. No matter, though, we'll soon give him more reason. See you in the morning, my friend. Yeah, I feel perfectly fine making sure Lendl does not go anywhere. Hey, Bertrude, how you doing? You probably sensed that I'm kind of a jerk. I'd like to apologize formally. You find Big Bertrude looking about the black wagon in a disapproving way. She fixes her gaze on you. Her expression does not change. Ugh. Such a clutter added to this wagon since we last looked upon it. Unsightly. We remember thee from our abode in Flagging Hands. Then thou must be the reading one to whom Sandalwood referred. She moves in close, studying you. You recall that the mere touch of a bog crone of the southern bogs can induce paralysis. Or worse. A distant region of the Commonwealth left well alone despite technically being part of the nation. Cold and forbidding marshlands are home to the bog dwellers of Sar, colloquially known as crones. That one such as thee can extract meaning from that tome. 'Twas a feat we wish to witness for ourselves. Thy flesh has seen but the smallest fraction of the years which ours withstood, and yet we are expected to believe that thou canst understand the Book of Rites. Then she backs away, for someone else has joined you. Hail, Bertrude, madam. Is everything to your liking at this time, or is there something more which you require? We have been unable to locate a supply of rotworm gizzard extract among thy belongings. Other than that, we shall lodge no complaint, at present. It is possible that Volfred has a small supply among his possessions here. If you would care to accompany me, we may yet procure some. That would be agreeable with us. Then, after you, madam. As they depart, you think you see the lone minstrel nod his head your way. What, like you saved me? It was a conversation, buddy. Bertrude's decks. Unusual etched cards depicting the Greater Titans, probably for curses and enchantments. Well, they don't look like magic cards, that's for sure. That was my rim shot there. Every time I make a reference to a thing, somebody's got to play that little xylophone. All right, let's push onward. Speaking of the book, we should go and read the pages that are in it, but I wanted to get through that liberation rite first. That might be something we do in the next couple days. Just catch up on our reading. You rise early that morning, though Bertrude is already awake. She scowls at you. It kind of looks like she only has a scowl. That said, if she smiled at me, I'd actually feel much more unsettled. Good morning, reader. Bertrude, I trust your stay has not been too uncomfortable. Nay, Sandalwood, the comforts of this place are not for us. Fly us forth from here to lower ground. Let us get on with all of this. The reader here shall do so once the group is ready. I thank you for your patience. Yeah, we're going. I think we'll just run it up to the next rite, and we'll stop there. Oh, hey. Soaring far above Sklorian shore, you notice Pamitha gazing down at the frozen cliffs below. That damned place down there. I like it least of all, I think, among everywhere we've been. I'm thankful that there's been no reason to return. Reminds me of my home is all. The high-wing remnants. We all grew accustomed to the thinner air amid the cliffs that breaches the clouds above your commonwealth. But it was not the nicest place. Little wonder that my sisters settled for a rather warmer base of operations in this land, there by the nest of Trieste. Anyway, I'm pleased to have to spend as little time as possible near here. Let's fly on by and go about our business. Yeah, we're just having a look around. I really like that you can see the other teams flying around. It's a nice little touch. Making sure I don't miss any points of interest. Also, this is a pretty good song. A gloom hangs thick above the pit of Malith, and all around it. You are brave to seek your adversaries here again, reader. Many in the downside believe it to be nothing other than a foul den. They take the tales of Islach Astralborn to be mythology, embellished through retelling over time. You have met others, such as Witch Udmilda, who believe otherwise. Though, whichever their beliefs, I know of none who would go near the place unless the stars demanded it. Thus shall your coming right against the accusers take place in complete secrecy, as always the rites have. I mean, Volfred seems to know what goes on in all of them. They can't be that secret. Bertrude slithers up to you as the black wagon passes through the skies above her former abode. Our kind who lurk below. They would scarce believe we soar above them now. We told them when Sandalwood came to fetch us, but we shall not return for some time. Our most accomplished laborers, with whom we shared so many moons in exile. We trust that they shall carry forth the reputation of our services, for we taught them all we know. She seems almost nostalgic as she lists off the various services provided at Big Bertrude's. Curses, balms, potions, powders, cleaning reagents, sleep medicines, fungicides, seances. Big Bertrude's earned quite a name for itself throughout the downside, for these and other things. When we are finished here, provided we do not return from whence we came, we shall return to our establishment and carry on our business there, for there is much demand. Hey, listen, if you're part of the team, and you're holding forth in the rites, you get to go home same as everybody else. Although I guess, actually, the plan is everybody gets to go home. Tizo believes this is the faster route, and you should have time to pursue your vocations, while Bertrude believes she can find alchemical agents she requires, reagents, she requires along this route. So, I do love my vocations, and I'm not sure how trained up Big Bertrude is. She's been running that shop for an awful long time. Being able to tutor her might be a good idea. Or we can land over here. The Lone Minstrel knows of a task along this route through which you may earn Stardust. Oh. Yeah, actually I like that a lot. Let's get some free Stardust. You arrive again in the fetid swamps of Flagging Hands, already anticipating the sinking feeling that comes with the place. This time, Bertrude has something to say for it. We shall show you how to withstand the less pleasant qualities of this locale. She reveals various salves and minor enchantments that help to counteract the spirit-draining effects of the region. Soon, everyone is feeling better, if but for the assurances. Okay, cool. Thanks be to Bertrude, yeah. Ulfred is poring over a copy of the Book of Rites as you approach. He looks up at you and smiles. The Road to Freedom, written in a book that hardly anyone believes exists, and fewer still can read and comprehend. Sometimes I marvel how absurd all of this is, my boy. Tell me something, though. I've spent so much time considering the book, but known so few with whom I could discuss it in much detail. You've had some time to turn through it by now, so what do you think? Worth all the fuss? You know, I am embarrassed to admit that I kind of have not been reading it. This archaic volume dense with lore you are not concerned about at this point. You've come across more than your fair share of books, but none quite like this, or... You know, the Book of Rites is meant to be experienced, man. You can't, like, describe it with words. I'm gonna admit the truth, I have not been reading. I should have been reading, I have not been reading. You admit to Wulfred you have not really read much of the book just yet. Indeed. All this time, and you have come this far on faith alone. Well, you're missing out as far as I'm concerned. It is a volume worth your while. I know there can be many distractions during travel, of course. He puts his copy of the book away with care. It is amazing that these volumes have survived for all this time, I think. Whatever they are made of has withstood the ravaging effects of time quite well. And the ideas they're contained, they remain rather provocative as well. Think that the Commonwealth disavows of the existence of this book, despite official recognition of the 8 scribes. Although the reasons why are in there written plain. How fascinating that its secrets have been kept for all this time. Anyway, you'll have to excuse me for my extracurricular interests in its teachings. I used to teach a version of its history. To have access to the real thing has brought me some small pleasure. Let us be certain to preserve these volumes for whomever shall be next to use them. He turns his attention to other matters and bids you a good afternoon. Alright, man. That was very judgmental. I mean, like, yeah, I should have been reading, but also, that was very judgmental. You follow the Lone Minstrel in pursuit of what you came to find. The bog dwellers of Flagging Hands are some of the only creatures that can stand it here, and even then, just barely. This particular region is the agricultural heart of the area. But as you can see, there is little left to harvest. Perhaps, though, you can help them plant a stronger crop. The Lone Minstrel leads you to a sad little patch of mud. He leans down and speaks into the earth. Hail, O bog dweller. I have brought to you a reader. Please, tell him what you need. Some sort of creature shambles forth. With broken hands, it points you to a collection of foul seeds and simple garden tools. It is work familiar to you, and to your surprise, the soil is rich and fertile. Grains and other crops could grow. The planting job proves simple enough. It is almost a relief from all your travels. It is a modest effort on your part, yet the bog dweller seems elated, as much as can be said of such a creature. It insists on paying you for your assistance. Okay, wow, that's a lot of stardust. Also, that was just a thing worth doing, so that's good too. Alright, I'm assuming that we're... Yeah, I'm not even allowed to move the camera around. I was going to say, I'm assuming that there's nowhere else for us to go. Here we go, just as lovely, I imagine, as it was last time. Alright, well, we've got nobody in particular to talk to. We have, on the other hand, discovered some flagging fungus. Occasionally produces foul-tasting mushrooms that are strangely satisfying to pluck from it. You know, honestly, I could see that. Alright, Ron, I got bad news. We're broke, buddy. Oh, hey guys, what brings you down here again? Let me guess, the finest deals in all the downside, that's what, am I right? You know... Okay. I would like to have more stardust. We have quite a bit built up here, but like, is there something that I really am not using? I'm so bad at blocking airborne adversaries that I'm wondering if we could maybe just sell this. That would unfortunately leave us just a single money short of buying the scoop of stardust. Out of curiosity. Wow, it takes a lot of effort to get that upgraded even slightly. This can probably go. This I could still see use for... We could pitch Solium's Horn. My concern is that there might come, at the end, you know, a final rite where... I don't know. My concern is that there might be an unforeseen consequence that might bring Chodariel back into play. You know, maybe we should just skip the scoop of stardust. Falcon Ron's not going to be too happy about it, though. I have completely stopped using this thing. We could sell that and the Titan Tooth. Our adversaries are jumping a lot more, though. Wouldn't it be good if I learned how to block them? Even so, this would only be on one person. We can't necessarily guarantee they'll always be on defense, you know, opportunity being what it is. I'm going to do it. I'm going to sell this. I will sell back the contract. The contract at this point, I think we paid like 10 for it. It has definitely been a benefit. A net gain, for sure. I'll take this. Okay. Pleasure doing business with you, Ron. Must be our lucky day here. I don't know what's what, Dad. Yeah, I mean, you ended up with less money than you started with. But, you know, maybe he's just... The metric he cares about is number of transactions, so he's overjoyed. Anyway, that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're still as intrigued as I am. I'm very curious to see where this is going and how the game will handle, how the narrative will handle what appears to be a growing pattern of failure. And we'll see you then. Wait, come back next time, we'll see you then. I didn't say that part, but you should come back, and that's when I will see you, in case you were confused.